the Chancellor in absentia, the Vice-Chancellor, invited guests, faculty members, students, good afternoon. This is a good day for us, and we should be happy that we are holding this symposium, and we want to hear more about online learning, and that we want to hear it from the perspective of this side of the world, which is Kenya. It is good, and it gives me pleasure to be part of you today as a faculty member. The MC said something here which caught my attention. The MC said that one who is not busy being born is busy dying. And today, we witness in the world that most learning institutions are looking for a way in which they can increase access through flexible approach to learning, where people do not have to be confined in classrooms. And this is good for us, because the way to go about life and go about life successfully in the immediate past, currently, and the future is to have learning acquired in a flexible manner. And this is what, if you look at Accord University and look at the kind of programs that Accord University is running, Accord University is talking programs which, if you look at carefully, are synchronized. They align themselves with what we call the global goals, the Millennium Development, formerly Millennium Development Goals, or the Sustainable Development Goals. If you look at goal number 1, talk about no poverty. Goal number 2, no hunger. Goal number 3 is talking about good health. Goal number 4 is talking about quality education. And goal number 5 talk about gender equality, all the way to goal number 16, which is talking about peace and justice, and goal number 17, partnership for these goals. Now look at the programs for Accord University. Before I even go to online learning, Accord University talk about nutrition. Accord University talk about environmental sustainability. Accord University talk about engineering. Accord University is talking about public health. It's talking about social work. If you look at the programs for Accord University, including computer science and networking, we are talking the global goals. That is one reason why we should ourselves continue with Accord University and ask our brothers and sisters outside there to come to Accord University. We have learned in the immediate past, through the pandemic that ravaged the world, COVID-19, that there's need for flexibility in our operations. It begins with learning, leave alone working. It has taught the traditional parts of the world that were conservative and were saying online learning does not yield as good results. Fortunately, this is the way to go. But then what do we have for the future for online learning? We need to strengthen online learning. Our learners need to feel more comfortable. Like Accord is geared to, from the purpose, from the basic course of action, from the vision of Accord University, of intending to create high impact. We need to strengthen online learning, and that is what the future of online learning is. The students taking their role, and the institutions taking their role.
Such that if you find in Kenya people are sleeping, no university is open. There's another university in another area in southern California or even in Brazil that is open, that is working at that particular time. So you have no excuse here. So that is only possible through online learning. So the solution to overcome our daily schedule and inflexible, our daily demanding and inflexible schedule, so that you can be able to upgrade or even be able to upscale on learning or acquiring higher education. It is through online learning.
And I, we should always be learning as we teach. A good teacher is a learning teacher. So let me just say exactly what I want to talk about. 3 points. I want to talk about the essence of e-learning, and under this essence of e-learning, 3 other things. One is the economy. You guys, when I look around, including the members here of the faculty, They are working people, yet they still have the thirst of learning. They are working people, they still have the thirst of learning. Now, when a young person who is 19, I've had direct connection with them, is working in a shop, an uncle's shop, a neighbor's shop, yet he finished high school, yet he has an undergraduate, albeit not from a very strong university, but they still want to continue education. I'm talking from 1992, when I started dealing with such students, all through up to now. These students, when you look at their eyes, they simply need a skill. Having tested higher learning, affordable, they want to continue because with an undergraduate, sometimes the competition is too high. They need a master's of sorts. They need to master. They need to have a skill modeled by the guys who are able. You see them in front here. If you look at like 10 years ago, undergraduate is not enough. They want to master. They want to write a thesis. They want even to go ahead and do a PhD, to be a philosophy of some kind, a philosopher, to be able to see the minds of people and mold them the way they were molded and continue the good fight.
Thank you for this invitation today. I know Accord University is targeting international students. And we all know that even as Kenyans, when you cross the boundary, you find another different ballgame. So we are here to push and to sell and to say that for students who have been studying in Kenya, students who maybe have been out of school for a while, have done their undergraduate, but now as they seek to join international schools, they are asked to produce international English requirements. We are here to say that should you require IELTS training, should you require TOEFL training, we are here to provide the reading, the writing, the speaking, and the listening skills that you will need to be able to join these universities and also excel in your studies. English is not our first language, for sure. And the way the academic requirements of international schools will require, we may be intelligent, for sure. We are intelligent, but we may not be able to communicate in a manner that will satisfy either the Senate or the board of the international university that we are joining. So what we are saying, as Mr. Emmanuel has very well explained, we are here to help you with your language, so that should you be pursuing your public health degree, your international business degree, you will be able to master the skills of your course, but also be able to compete internationally with the language skills that are required. But if you cannot communicate well, if you cannot write well, if you cannot understand when they speak to you, if you cannot speak in a manner that they understand you, they'll think like you're not prepared to be in their systems. So we are here together with Mr. Emmanuel to say let's polish our skills in English, our skills in our reading, in our speaking, in our listening, and especially in writing. Because you're going to university and you have to write your papers, you have to write your exams.
In those ancient days in Egypt, in Babylonia, education was not for everybody. It was only for chosen few people who are going to work either in the king's palace or in the temple. But nowadays, education has been made access to all people. Therefore, we have no excuse, no matter your gender, your age, your location, you can be able to access online materials from wherever you are. Now, this online learning, it can help us actually to access even more materials than the physical learning. And once you're on the online platform, you are able to exploit opportunities which these other physical learning students cannot be able to access them.
My son has been attending our school for the last 2 years on online training, and he almost finished by April and he has a job. So online learning is as good as it gets. Sometimes you go and do some labs, and I'm sure the professor, along with his teachers, will have some way to organize that well for you as well.
Accord University. Accord University. But why is it outstanding? It provides high quality of education, research, disseminates knowledge, and fosters relationships with outside individuals and bodies in accordance with the following principles. The university strives to create a culture of equality and an environment of teaching, studying, research, free of bias and discrimination. By the way, who says nothing is impossible? I've been doing nothing for years. Who says nothing is impossible? I've been doing nothing for years. Does it make sense? Thank you.